Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I want to welcome you all to the Inter-Party Committee handing over ceremony. Before we go any further, begin with the program, I want to remind everybody that we'll begin with the silent prayers for all of us to pray in our own ways, after which we'll have the national anthem of the Gambia. Can we observe prayers in our own way in a minute? I'll want to call on everybody in this hall to stand up for the national anthem. Thank you very much. You can all remain seated to read the program guide for this afternoon session. After prayers and national anthem, we'll have welcome remarks from the Acting Secretary of the Inter-Party Committee, Baes Jabi, after which we'll have statements from our partners, the UNDP, IEC, ECOWAS, and the NDI. They will give short statements, after which we'll have the handing over ceremony or assumption of office, which a declaration will be read by Honorable Musa Mulnyasi. Then we'll have the farewell ceremony, which will be statements from the co-chair-elects, Honorable Sekuba and Mr. Samba Balde, respectively, after which we'll have a vote of thanks, which will be done by Aja Mariam B. Seka, after which we'll have coffee break and departure. It's going to be very related. All that we schedule goes according to how it is planned. I will recognize the presence of heads of institutions and other representatives as the program goes on. Do bear with me. We just want to start the program with the welcome remarks by our Acting Secretary of the Inter-Party Committee, who's no other than Baes Jabi. Mr. Jabi, welcome to the podium to give your welcome remarks.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The head of different political parties here present, the Vice Chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, the resident representative of the United Nations Development Program, the outgoing co-chair, Right Honorable Musa Amulnyasi, the incoming co-chairs, Right Honorables Sehuba and Samba Balde, the country representative of the National Democratic Institute, Ms. Lala Toure, the representative of ECOWAS, Mr. Claude, and all other protocols respectfully observed. Good afternoon, colleague members of the Inter-Party Committee and the media here present. It is indeed a great honor for the Inter-Party Committee to be associated with this August gathering, which will mark the beginning of another 5-year term for efforts that have been geared towards fostering greater understanding between and within political parties, efforts that have been geared towards building peace and sustaining peace, and efforts that have been geared towards increasing the democratic space in the Republic of the Gambia, which has been, of course, the core principles that has informed or conditioned the formation of the Inter-Party Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, today is an historic occasion because it will mark the end of an era and the beginning of another one. As you might have all known, the Inter-Party Committee was actually formed in 2005 to be an instrument for fostering greater understanding and enhancing cooperation between and within political parties. It did not come out of nothing. It came out of a political discord that actually happened between the then ruling party of the former government and the National Alliance for Democratic and Development, NAD, and one of the pioneers of the Inter-Party Committee since 2005, is one of the co-chairs that is leaving the position of leadership today in the person of Right Honorable Khalifa Saleh, who has not been able to attend this occasion today due to unavoidable circumstances beyond his control. But we have among us here his co-chair, Right Honorable Amul Nyasi, who has been the co-chair of the Inter-Party Committee since 2017, when the Inter-Party Committee has been rejuvenated as a result of another political discord that has happened between a main opposition party and the then ruling party of the Gambia. This was a time when there was political agitation for electoral reform, for an increased democratic space, which has actually resulted into an acrimony, and these political actors actually, found themselves incarcerated. Some of them were arrested, prosecuted, and then jailed. This has triggered the rejuvenation of the Inter-Party Committee, where the pioneers, that were 9 political parties, came together to seek ways of how they can arrest this unfortunate situation that has started developing. And from 2017 to date, the Inter-Party Committee has been led by these 2 gentlemen, Honorable Khalifa Saleh and Honorable Amul Musa Nyasi. I wouldn't want to take you through a very long speech, but what I can tell you that the Inter-Party Committee of the Gambia has been formed to foster mutual understanding and cooperation between different political parties, so that there will be peace, so that there will be understanding, so that there will be decency in the political process of the Gambia. This is a journey that we have started since 2005 to date, and we cannot end any speech that we're going to give here without, of course, acknowledging the immense contributions that our development partners have done towards the sustenance, towards the livelihood of the Inter-Party Committee. In this regard, please allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to mention that the United Nations Development Programme, the National Democratic Institute of International Affairs, ECOWAS, UNOWAS, IRI, the government of the Gambia, of course, and different political parties have all done their quota towards the implementations of the various programs that the IPC has tasked itself with. With your support and partnership, of course, the IPC has been exposed to different capacity building trainings. We have also been exposed to the atmosphere where we will contribute towards the conversation of electoral reforms, towards the new draft constitution. We have also been engaged with your support in participating in technical committees that have been charged to review your country programs in the Gambia. Needless to say, your contribution, your intervention into the different sectors of our economy where IPC has been associated with have exposed the Inter-Party Committee to methodologies, new approaches that needs to be taken in order to enhance our socio-economic development. For that, we remain very grateful to these esteemed international partners. The IPC has, of course, not been all positive. We've had some challenges. There has been opportunities. And then we have also registered some achievements in different areas. In 2005, it was only 9 political parties that actually came together to form this committee in order to countenance, in order to overcome the numerous challenges that multi-party democracy usually comes up with. In 2017, the IPC has actually been able to, in collaboration with the Independent Electoral Commission, register an extra 9 political parties. And as I speak today, the IPC has a membership of 18 political parties. This could mean, this can translate to a feeling that the IPC has been able to bring different political parties from different political philosophies, ideologies, together around one table and discuss issues relating to national development. As a result, the multi-party democracy space has increased. This must have been one of the reasons why we have a proliferation of the, political parties in the Gambia. And it is also one of the achievements of the Inter-Party Committee to bring all these 18 different political parties together and discuss issues relating to national development without any rancor. At one of our technical committee meetings that I had with the UNOWAS representative, Mr. Patrick, here with us, they were amazed. They expressed amazement how different political parties can come together around one table to discuss national issues without coming to blows. In fact, this has made some people to even think that it is important to invite the rest of Africa or the rest of the world to come to the Gambia and understudy how the Independent Electoral Commission has been able to achieve such a magnificent characteristics. We have also tried to transform, with the support of the development partners, particularly ECOWAS and the UNDP, by instituting or by increasing some structures into the IPC. I am glad to inform you that today the IPC has created subcommittees, the Finance Committee, the Communication Committee, the Mediation Committee, and other committees that have been created as a form of a linear transformation in order to alleviate some of the challenges that the IPC face. We have also been able to create branches because we are aware that youth and female participation in any national politics is a sine qua non, is a precondition for an effective and sustainable socio-economic development. With this in mind, we did not waste time when we had conceptualized the formation of the youth branch of the Inter-Party Committee, with the aim of allowing the youth of the country to have a meaningful participation in the political process of this country. And then later on, we also realized, in fact, we have always known the importance that women play in our national economy, because no country can develop meaningfully if the majority of that country are not participating in the development process. Now, this is something that has been recognized by the Inter-Party Committee, and as a result, we were also able to launch the female branch, the women branch of the Inter-Party Committee. In addition to all this, development, the IPC, like I said earlier, comprised of 36 members from 18 different political parties. That means each political party has been asked to send 3 members to represent them at the Inter-Party Committee level. But the IPC has also insisted that this has to be a rule, that one of those representatives from the different political parties must be a female. And then we have also not lost sight of the importance of including people with disabilities in our political process. As a result, the Inter-Party Committee has had approaches with the Gambia Federation of the Disabled, and then we have had, in principle, an agreement with the Gambia Federation of the Disabled in order to encourage different political parties in this country to create avenues, to create opportunities, so that people with disabilities also will become part of the political family, part of the political process. And then we, together with the development partners, we will like to call upon all political parties here in present that it is not a privilege to accord political space to people with disabilities. This is a constitutional right that every citizen in this country must enjoy. And as a result of that, we will like to emphasize, reiterate our position that we need to create spaces for the inclusion of people with disabilities into our different political structures. We need to encourage and then support, despite the fact that we all know that the infrastructure that is available, is not adequate to support the full political participation of people with disabilities in this country. But that should not continue to be a hindrance to prevent the full participation of every citizen in the political process of the Gambia. So this is a point that we want to share with our different political leaders here, and to encourage them to take this thing on board. Like the United Nations program from 2022 to 2030, they're saying that they don't want to leave anybody behind. They want everybody to be included in the democratic process. And democracy actually cannot be fully realized if it is exclusive. Democracy can only be what it is the best form of governance if it has been able to include everybody, along the way. And I've just been notified that the West African Network for Peace, ONEP, has also been a very worthy and pragmatic partner with the independent and with the inter-party committee. In fact, it is one of the development partners that has actually given the opportunity to the IPC to undergo different trainings in mediation, in peace building, in peace sustenance. So ONEP has been a very credible and fruitful and pragmatic partner with the IPC. Please, Madam Salama, I will indulge you. I will actually apologize for the omission of such a very important partner in the IPC. Today is historic, as I said earlier. We are going to witness history because for the first time in the history of the Inter-Party Committee, an occasion like this is happening where an official transfer of power is occurring. This has never happened before. We are aware that the people that are stepping down today are giants in politics. These are people who we have worked with for the past 5 years, and needless to say, the impact that they have on the political landscape in this country cannot be, emphasized. Honorable Halifa Sallah is one of the pioneers of the IPC in 2005. Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi is one of the rejuvenators of the present IPC. The present IPC that has transformed structurally, that has transformed in different dimensions, cannot be narrated without taking into account the contribution of this gentleman here with us today. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I have to do this speech off head because my laptop is corrupted. I don't know how it happened, so I could not see my speech. Mr. Claude, Ms. Lala Ture, Dr. Aisa Dudey, Mr. Sarafina Wakanda, and all the partners that have joined us in this journey. The IPC is very grateful for your support. I remember a few months ago in this very hall here, I was approached by the UNDP resident representative who told me that, but why don't you people start thinking of how to do this official transfer in a grand manner? Because the people that are going to step down from the IPC actually merit all kind of glorifications. On the whole, without my knowledge, the Inter-Party Committee had already started the process of organizing an occasion where they will glorify the achievements of these very important and very hardworking, very selfless politicians in the name of Honorable Halifa Sallah and Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi. Today, these are the people that are going to transfer the role of leadership to Honorable Sekuba and Honorable Samba Balde. And we would like to take this opportunity to appeal to the international development partners that it is true that we are losing these giants from the IPC, but the IPC remains as an institution for peace building, as an institution to create mutual understanding within and between political parties.
We begin with the Independent Electoral Commission, that is the IEC. We recognize their presence. Political party leaders and their representatives. Youth branch of the Inter-Party Committee and the Women branch of the Inter-Party Committee. IPC outgoing co-chairs and the co-chair-elects, the Inspector General of Police representative, National Youth Council of the Gambia, the UN Resident Coordinator, all ambassadors and high commissioners present, executive secretaries of various institutions, heads of institutions, IRI, International Republican Institute, the NDI, National Democratic Institute, heads of Tango or representatives, International IDEA, the National Youth Parliament, ONEP, University of the Gambia, Activista, Gambia Bar Association, Commission on Political Debate, CSO Coalition on Elections, Gambia Participate, GCCI, Westminster Foundation for Democracy, American Bar Association. We duly and respectfully recognize your presence, either through your leadership or those that come to represent these institutions. we thank you for coming and answering to our maiden call. Next on the agenda on the program, we will have statements from institutions, their reps or heads, beginning with the IEC.
I am from the IEC, so because of that, I don't want to go into protocols lest I forget someone, because at the IEC we treat everybody equally. It is indeed gratifying for me as acting chairman of the IEC to be invited to deliver a statement of solidarity on such an important occasion. This event is all the more important, cognizant of the important role the inter-party committee is playing towards the political development of the Gambia. Since its formation, the IPC has indeed made giant strides in promoting both inter- and intra-party dialogue with the aim of promoting harmony and understanding within the political arena. Political parties have different interests and ideologies. However, the IPC has over the years worked to promote having common ground in the arena of peaceful coexistence amongst the parties. The IEC has been a strong advocate and partner to the IPC. The Election House has played host to the IPC since its inception, until recently when the IPC decided to have its own office premises in 2021. The Commission has also provided services to the IPC by providing it with a secretary, who was no other than our Director of Administration. The Commission remains committed to offer relevant support to this very important peace-building body. Despite its meager resources, the IPC has successfully implemented various political dialogue interventions, not only at national level, but also at grassroots level. The signing of the Janjanbureh Peace Pledge, a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, and creation of inter-party branches for the youth and women in the regions are just some few examples of its laudable achievements. It is gratifying to recognize the invaluable contributions that the outgoing chairpersons in the names of Honorable Halifa Saleh and Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi have made in the success of the IPC as a beacon of hope and as a champion of peace within the realms of party politics in the Gambia. I would like to personally salute them for such achievements. As we are here to witness the change of guards by ushering a new cohort of chairpersons, I am sure to say that the incoming co-chairpersons have big shoes to fill. I would like to encourage them to redouble their efforts and to consolidate the gains already made by their predecessors. I hope they will as well get the full support and cooperation needed to accomplish the tasks ahead. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Commission has been engaging with all its stakeholders to ensure that peaceful, credible, and transparent elections are conducted in the Gambia. On behalf of the Commission, I would like to express the IEC's continued engagement support to the IPC. As an umbrella body for all registered political parties in the Gambia, I would like to encourage the IPC to continue delivering its utmost to promote inter-party dialogue and cooperation. The IPC has been doing this, and I have no doubt that it can only do more to promote political tolerance, peace, and harmony. As the Commission is preparing for the conduct of local government elections next year, it remains committed to conducting free, fair, and transparent elections. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to seize this opportunity to remind political parties of their roles and responsibilities in the democratic process of this country, as they all have an important role to play. Political parties are expected to promote democratic ideals and practices, peace, tolerance, and above all, to positively contribute to the development process of this nation, the Gambia, our homeland. In few months from now, political parties are expected to conduct their congresses. I hope this will be used as a platform to nurture and to develop their democratic credentials. Political parties existing in a democratic environment are expected to be democratic themselves. Furthermore, the conduct of such congresses are requirements upon each and every political party in the Gambia, as sanctioned under the Elections Act as amended. In conclusion, on behalf of the Commission, I would once again express our appreciation to the outgoing chairpersons for their selfless service to the IPC and to the country at large, and to wish the incoming chairpersons a very successful tenure. I thank you all for your attention.
Dear Co-Chair of the Youth Branch, member of the Diplomatic Corps, representative of civil society organization, and also allow me to recognize the representative of ECOWAS, NDI, Wanep, my sister, you've been together on this journey. The NDI that we've been partnering throughout to support the IPC, IRI, the National Youth Council, the Office of the Inspector General of Police, that is very close to the community. I think this partnership also shows how having a police closer to the population can have key results, and we have seen the results in the preparation and holding of the elections. A representative of Tango, International IDEA, but also our colleagues who come from Dakar, who are from the UNV office, United Nations Volunteers Program. And you know that when you talk about elections and political participation, they have been really a backbone for our intervention, not only for UNDP, but for the whole UN. So welcome to the Gambia, and thank you for being here. Honorable, dear representative of the media, and who has been also following us, allow me first to really give a round of applause to the outgoing co-chair Amunyasi and Halifa Saleh for their tireless involvement and mobilization for all of us, because if you are here in this room, they've been working night and day to make it happen, but also to make sure that the IPC is where we are today, not only a model for Gambians, but for the whole continent and even beyond. So thank you. Thank you for having set up a model, as I said, but also for having been, as IPC, a key player on peace and development, because we know how this election that was the first one post-transition elections and post-24 of dictatorship was important for the future of the Gambia. So having this important event to show also how, no matter the good work you are doing, it is important to pass to others, to also continue the journey and take it to the other level is important. So to show also the example of in terms of alternance, I think it's another example that you are setting that will be inspiring so many institutions. To have this event also after the first real partnership and interaction in depth in terms of reflections and studies on how best the collaboration between the IPC and the University of the Gambia can help us to guide our reflection, but also inform our decision in supporting better the democratic processes in the Gambia, but also the involvement of and participation of youth and women in the political parties through concrete data collection, but also concrete action that can be initiated to improve the legal framework that is existing already, and not only the legal framework, but also all the policy documents that are required in this process. We all know that the world in which we are evolving now, given the emerging challenges that nobody could foresee, we experienced COVID that was quite traumatizing and disruptive, and we also still have many conflicts within the continent and beyond that are impacting our lives. We have other emerging challenges such as human trafficking, but also violence extremism at our step doors. So all these unprecedented events require a whole society mobilization. And I think the IPC, with its approach of bringing political parties from different line of thinking, but making sure that they have a space, whether they are represented in parliament or they are not in parliament, they still have a space to reflect on common issues and common goals, so that the future that is being shaped for the Gambia is a future that, for which everybody is aspiring. This is very, very important. This beyond, in addition to the internal cross-party reflection, we are seeing that we also have seen, even during the electoral process, that the IPC has built partnership with civil society organizations, with regular consultations. We know that the IPC has a long-standing partnership with the Electoral Commission that has been informing and monitoring what the Electoral Commission is doing to make sure that the electoral process is not only a competitive ground, but also is a moment of celebration of democracy and building forward better. This type of partnership, which is now extended to the university, and we think that the partnership will be going beyond the Gambia, because we know that through UNOWA's support, we are trying to see how the IPC-like institution can build a network that can inform our democracy and help to really mitigate and anticipate on the impact, the negative impact that the challenges that I'm mentioning can have, that can help us to have a strong instrument. So I would like to take the opportunity to once again congratulate all the partners who have been throughout these long years supporting the IPC without being discouraged, and also our all sister agencies who have been supporting technically or mobilizing us in providing the support. Of course, you know us, the Peace Building Fund that have been supporting the Gambia throughout, and all the partners that we've been working with, especially ECOWAS, African Union, and local NGOs, the Network for Elections, and say that this is indeed a great milestone, but we look forward to continuing this partnership in making what we are witnessing a key moment, but also to give foundation for the processes that are still ongoing. We know that the Gambia has still two main pillars in terms of finalizing the transition. The draft constitution that we are very happy to know that it will be retabled soon, and we've seen the Minister of Justice saying that the government is planning to even do it this year, but also the security sector reform. And these are the pillars, in addition to the post-terrorism activities to strengthen social cohesion, that can help the Gambia to build the resilience, but also to have the whole population participating in building forward better. And of course, achieving the sustainable development goals. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to reiterate our UNDP commitment to continue this support. I think we started in 2003, and we have been here for a while to support the IPC. We'll continue to do that. And we will bring more and more partners on board, whether it's within the UN or outside, to make sure that what we are saying is also being implemented, and we will always benefit from the results, because without peace you cannot have development, but we also cannot have development without peace. So at the same time, this inclusiveness that we are witnessing, because I have my sister next to me, I think we were very happy to engage with the Association of Disabled and the sign language. We wanted throughout the process to have the Association of for the sign languages to be part of this process so that we are not leaving anyone behind. We've been doing it throughout the electoral process, the electoral campaigning, and we want to continue the partnership, especially with the media organs, so that everything that we are doing in the Gambia is well known by all the population, and we will continue to strengthen this inclusiveness so that all the people who are being felt or forgotten somehow will be on board and fully capable of participating in the development and the democracy in the Gambia. I thank you again, Honorable Co-Chair Amunyasi. I welcome and congratulate both two new co-chairs, Ms. Honorable Seikuba and Samba Balde. You have a great challenge to put the IPC at another level, and I appeal to you that the first result that we'll have, especially moving forward to the local elections, will really to have an increased number of women represented in elected seats. Because we know that it's through the political parties that women can make it. They are already participating a lot. They are over 56 or 57% of the voters. So if they are not sitting in the parliament as they should be doing, it's also because of the political parties who are defining the list and are still keeping them behind. So we hope that the IPC will be a main venue for women to really access the decision-making processes, and we will do all this, the advocacy, but also we will need to make sure that we have strategies to make sure that they are not shy of occupying those positions, and the society can recognize the importance of having them as a main vector for development. So thank you again for your attention, and thank you for the collaboration.
Dudu, the Deputy Chairman, the Independent Electoral Commission, the resident representative of UNDP, Madam Aissatou, the outgoing IPC co-chairs, Honorable Halifa Sallah and Honorable Amunyasi, the incoming IPC co-chairs, Honorables Sehuba and Samba Balde, members of the Diplomatic Corps and representatives of international organizations present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my greetings to you all. It is my honor to read this statement on behalf of my office, the National Democratic Institute for International Affairs, and on behalf of the Senior Resident Director of NDI The Gambia, Mr. Artan Ali Jaj, who would have loved to be here, but has other engagements outside the country. He wishes to extend his greetings and best wishes to the outgoing and incoming chairpersons and the general membership of the Inter-Party Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all probably already know, NDI The Gambia office has been a close partner to the Inter-Party Committee, given our institute's expertise in strengthening political parties and supporting political and electoral processes as a means to promote democratic values and principles globally. We've provided technical support to enhance the institutional capacity of the Inter-Party Committee to execute its mandate for over a year. Recognizing the need for inclusive and representative democracy, in 2021, ahead of the presidential election, NDI partnered with UNDP and supported the IPC to conduct a series of activities geared towards promoting a peaceful and issue-based electoral cycle. The IPC has been able to register tremendous achievements, and during our partnership, the Inter-Party Committee was able to launch the youth and women branches of the Inter-Party Committee, UBIC and WUBIC respectively. The IPC has also been able to develop and commit or registered 18 political parties to a peace pledge, which we call the Janjanbureh Peace Pledge, ahead of the 2021 presidential election campaign period. And they were also able to put in place the needed mechanisms to monitor political party compliance of the IPC Memorandum of Understanding and set up a mediation committee to resolve inter- and intra-party disputes. Additionally, ladies and gentlemen, we supported the Inter-Party Committee to develop a strategic plan to guide its priorities and strategies for the next 5 years. In addition to this, the IPC, through our support, has been able to enhance its ability to work together with civil society organizations, and in 2021 and 2022 respectively, the IPC worked closely with the Commission on Political Debates to conduct the 2021 presidential debate and the 2022 National Assembly debates. At the National Democratic Institute, we value the partnership we have had with the Inter-Party Committee. We equally recognize the need and importance to strengthen the capacities of political parties, and therefore reiterate our commitment to continue supporting substantive, peaceful, and issue-based political processes in the Gambia. Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to use this opportunity to thank the outgoing co-chairpersons, Ms. Honorable Amunyasi and Honorable Sala, for their hard work and their commitment to enhance IPC's institutional capacity over the past couple of years. We would also like to use this opportunity to congratulate the new co-chairs selected by the IPC to lead its affairs for the next 5 years. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to encourage all political party leaders present here to give IPC the needed support to execute its very important mandate. It's true that the IPC has done a lot, but there is more to be done. As the country slowly transitions to a more progressive democracy, it is needed now more than ever to give the IPC the required support to promote peaceful, democratic political processes in the Gambia. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, on a personal level, I would like to thank all the IPC members for making my work very easy and for putting in collective efforts to register immense achievements. This came with its challenges, all of which we were able to collectively overcome. I would like to urge the IPC to continue its very important work at this very critical moment of the Gambia's transition to a solidified democracy. Although we have closed out our project at NDI, through which we supported the Inter-Party Committee, we would like to assure the IPC that our doors at NDI remain open at all times to promote and advance democratic reform processes in the Gambia. I would like to stop here and thank you all for your kind attention, but also thank IPC for all the work that it continues to do in the Gambia. Thank you.
The Electoral Commission, the outgoing and incoming co-chairs of the Inter-Party Committee, leaders and representatives of political parties, members of the Inter-Party Committee, co-chairs of the youth and women branches of the IPC, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the UNDP resident representative, and staff of the UN system in the Gambia, representatives of international organizations, including the NDI, representatives of civil society organizations, the private sector, representatives of the University of the Gambia, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, can I say good afternoon or good evening? I think it's good evening to you all. Today is a memorable day in the history of the Inter-Party Committee of the Gambia as we witness the handing over ceremony between the outgoing and incoming co-chairs. I want to start by deeply thanking the government and people of the Republic of the Gambia for having maintained an impeccable democratic credential since 2016 to date. My sincere and profound thanks and appreciation also go to the Independent Electoral Commission for having conducted free, fair, transparent, and credible presidential and National Assembly elections in 2021 and 2022, respectively, as well as the entire membership of the Inter-Party Committee and the UNDP for promoting democratic governance in the Gambia. I am doing all of this on behalf of the resident representative of the President of ECOWAS to the Gambia, Her Excellency Miata Lily French, who is unavoidably absent as she is out of the country on official engagements. I therefore have the honor and pleasure to attend on her behalf today's handing over ceremony between the outgoing and incoming co-chairpersons which is in fulfillment of the IPC's legal frameworks, and moreover, a demonstration of good democratic practices. The IPC, through the astute leadership demonstrated by the outgoing co-chairs, Honorable Halifa Sallah and Honorable Musa Amol Nyasi, has worked closely in collaboration with ECOWAS and other development partners to facilitate its operationalization and institutionalization. Without hesitation, despite exogenous shocks, including COVID-19 and other numerous challenges that hampered the implementation of their plans, I would say that with the support of their members, they conducted the work of the IPC with enormous effectiveness and efficiency from the beginning to the end of their tenure as they hand over today. Honorable outgoing co-chairs, you can look back with assurance that you have lived up to expectation. On behalf of ECOWAS, I say thank you very much. To the incoming co-chairs, Honorable Sekuba and Honorable Samba Balde, the leadership of the IPC, as you assume the leadership of the IPC with humility, commitment, dedication, and determination to protect the interests of not only the IPC but the entire country. Your task is to continue the good work of your predecessors, and I wish to assure you of the continued support of ECOWAS. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, President Adama Barrow, in his State of the Nation address on Thursday, 15 September 2022, during the State Opening of Parliament, said, and I quote, "The people's expectations are high, so you must not allow party interest to overshadow your tenure and performance. In whatever you do, let the interest of the nation come first, and also to deliver, it is imperative that you work along bipartisan lines to fulfill the people's aspirations and safeguard the honor of those who choose you to represent them." End of quote. I think this is a food for thought for all honorable members of the IPC, as well as all National Assembly members. In conclusion, once again, I register my special thanks and appreciation to all members of the IPC, both past and present, for promoting national cohesion and reconciliation, democratic governance, peace and stability in the Gambia. I thank you all for your kind attention.
A declaration, perhaps give a short statement, which will be followed by a musical entertainment, of which those that are wearing high heels get slippers or barefooted. Men that are wearing shoes that has laces, tighten them up. Everybody is going to dance, because this is a special moment for the Inter-Party Committee. So I inform you in advance to prepare, and also to tell Gambia's Barhama, our Barhama, the youth's Barhama, the women's Barhama, to get set. The stage will be prepared for you. Ms. Salama of Waneb, you're invited to take the podium and give a statement.
Wow, Mr. Moderator, I just can't say no, but this is just an impromptu. But again, how can I say no to one of our darlings, IPC? Okay, kindly allow me to stand on all existing protocols. Good evening to you all. On behalf of Waneb the Gambia, I wish to express my profound gratitude to the IPC for giving me the opportunity, though not prepared. That's why I'm not here with a speech. But again, we are indeed most grateful to be associated with this event today. We want to say that we started a long way. Though I joined Waneb in 2019, but the records are there that way back in 2017, I think Waneb engaged IPC to establish all the regional IPCs that we have. And again, since I started with Waneb a couple of years ago, I also work closely with the IPC to conduct series of training on peace building mediation. So I want to say that we are really very grateful for the partnership, and we want to assure you that the collaboration will continue. And definitely I want to seize this opportunity to thank the outgoing co-chairs, Mr. Honorable Amolnyasi and Honorable Halifa Saleh. They've been quite resourceful, helpful, and very receptive. You can knock on their doors anytime, any moment, and they will be willing to help. So I really want to thank them and wish them all the best in their future endeavors. But again, we will always, call upon you because you have the institutional memory. So definitely, I want to appeal to the IPC to continue to engage them, even if not as part of active members, but again as advisors, because they have what it takes to do that. So we are indeed most grateful. And to the incoming co-chairs, we want to say congratulations to you all and assure you of our support during your tenure. So on that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. It is though impromptu, but I believe that we are indeed very happy to be part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, partners, for coming to this historic event. I don't have any statement to deliver, but to encourage my colleagues in the IPC to remain united, to remain focused, and always see the Gambia first. We started from very far until where we are, and the expectation is for us to get to another level, not to remain where we are. As I said, I don't have a statement to make, but on behalf of my mentor, my coach, the one who inspired me in the work of the IPC, no any other person but the Right Honorable Halifa Ababakar Saleh. I will forever remain grateful, and I will forever remember him for the guidance, the mentorship, the support, the encouragement that he have given me all throughout the time we served together at the IPC. I have never known Honorable Saleh's house. I have never visited Honorable Saleh, neither in the office or at his house. But during the spell of 5 years that we spent together, leading the affairs of the IPC, I can talk to Honorable Saleh even at 12 a.m., and he will be more than willing to receive my call. And when I call and apologize, he will ask me not to ever do so, because we committed ourselves to take the leadership of the IPC. Therefore, I can reach out to him anytime, any moment. I visited him in his office on numerous occasions. I visited him in his house, and he has always been receptive. And when I can't reach him, I will reach him on phone. And whenever I reach him on phone, of course, Thomas Kimaru of the UNDP can bear witness. On few occasions, myself and him and Thomas will meet over the phone. There would have been a meeting that we planned together, but because of certain commitments, he will ask me to permit him to go and attend those functions. And I will be meeting with the UN and all other development partners in his absence. And when that is done, when we get stuck, I will reach out to him through phone, and he will be part of the meeting, where I will put him on speaker. Sometimes it's difficult to know a human being when you don't interact with him. We are judgmental without interacting with people. We are conclusive of people's behavior when we have not interacted with him. And this is what actually happened to my mentor in the work of the IPC. Today, I am close to him like any other member of my family because of his openness, his open heart, and his frankness. He is the Halifa for who he is known to. He will never swallow his pride. He will never ever succumb to whatever pressure. I remember there was a time I said to him, Co-Chair, how could we ensure that the partnership with ECOWAS and UNDP is maintained? How could we ensure that these two partners actually come up with the manner in which they support us financially? He said to me, Co-Chair, our government is contributing to these two institutions. So it's obligatory on them to support programs and projects that are geared towards the democratization process of this country. He said, we will never hesitate to reach out to them. And if need be, let me know, and I will suspend whatever I am doing and join you, where you feel you have stumbling blocks in trying to get them support us. I've been emotional for the fact that I shared a very fruitful work relationship with the partners of the IPC. I can reach out to the resident rep of the UNDP through phone or go to her without even having an appointment, and she will be receptive because she knows whenever I am there for the agenda of the IPC and not the agenda of my party where I belong to, or I've gone there to look for something personal. It has never been my practice. The UN resident coordinator equally. ECOWAS, Mr. Claude here can bear me witness. There was a day when I called and I said, is the ambassador in the office? And he said, yes. I said, please announce my coming to the office. And when it was done, the ambassador was there to receive me. Likewise, all other partners, the NDIs, the ONEPs, the IRIs, the International IDEA. I believe we worked with International IDEA as well. We've worked with all the partners that were mentioned by the Master of Ceremonies. I cannot go over them all. But I have no regret, to be honest, working with these ladies and gentlemen in the IPC. And the co-chair equally will agree with me that we have no regret working with the members of the IPC. They have been very supportive. They have been very collaborative. And team spirit have been the order of the day. Therefore, I see no reason why the incoming leadership of the IPC should fail. There is no excuse that they can give to say we could not make it happen because of A, B, and C. I want to single out a gentleman in the midst of the members of the IPC, Mr. Dam Ture. I wish he is here. Dam, remain who you are and continue to do what you've been doing. I need not mention. The IPC family know who he is and what I meant by that statement. That being said, I want to end this short statement by thanking the Independent Electoral Commission, right from the chairman, the vice chair, the chief electoral officer, the director of admin, who have been the volunteer of the IPC, serving the secretariat of the IPC for almost 3 to 4 years, without a dime being given to him. Mr. Suleiman Diouf, wherever you are, I salute you. Without him, it was going to be very difficult on us. But that being said, all I have to do now, I want to invite the incoming co-chairpersons for me to read the solemn declaration, and then there's a portion that they will read, they sign, and I hand over to the Master of Ceremony. Honorable Sambaba and Honorable Sekuba and Mr. Sambabalde, please can you join me? And to our invitees, I want to tell you that we are now in the hands of the IPC for the formal and official transfer of leadership. Today, the incoming, the elected co-chairs, after the ceremony, will assume office full-fledged. The affairs of the IPC will be entirely in their hands. But the formal and final process of the transfer of power will be slated by the IPC. That is the two co-chairs together with the members of the IPC. Do we have to take it one at a time based on what I have? Having regards to part 3 of the MOU,
having regards to part 3 of the MOU,
which deals with the establishment, functions, and procedure of the IPC,
which deals with the establishment and functions of the procedure of the IPC,
taking note of paragraph 1,
taking note of paragraph 1
of Part 3, which indicates the agreement
to
to establish an inter-party committee comprising representatives of political parties as a forum for dialogue and cooperation to promote adherence to the Code of Conduct and National Reconciliation in general. Bearing in mind paragraph 4 of Part 3 of the MOU, which conveys that the IPC the co-chairpersons nominated from the ranks of the ruling party and the opposition respectively will be elected for a period of 5 years and will not be eligible for re-election. Being fully consistent of the provision of paragraph 5
of the provisions of the paragraph
of paragraph 5 of Part 3 which affirms that the respective chairpersons will each make a solemn declaration to discharge one's duties impartially and faithfully without fear or favor, affection or ill will. Whereas the outgoing co-chairpersons, Honorable Halifa Sallah and Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi, who have served the IPC from 2017 to 2022, have fully complied with the requirements of their tenure of office. Under the MOU, and have called the attention of the members, to elect the co-chairs of the incoming administration. Whereas Mr. Samba Balde and Honorable Sekuba have been duly elected as co-chairperson of the IPC, as provided for in the MOU. It is hereby resolved that each is called upon to make a solemn declaration before the whole membership to discharge their duties impartially and faithfully without fear or favor, affection or ill will, in compliance with Part 3 paragraph 5 of the MOU. Now the solemn declaration by the incoming co-chair. I, Honorable Sekuba, having been duly elected as co-chairperson of the Inter-Party Committee of the Republic of the Gambia, do solemnly declare that I will discharge my duties impartially and faithfully without fear or favor, affection or ill will, in the interest of the IPC in particular and the public at large. So you read the solemn declaration on your own.
I, Sekuba, having been duly elected as co-chairperson of the Inter-Party Committee of the Republic of the Gambia, do solemnly declare that I will discharge my duties impartially and faithfully without fear or favor, affection or ill will, in the interest of the IPC in particular and the public at large.
Thank you. Congratulations. All the best. The MOU,
having regard to Part 3 of the MOU,
which deals with the establishment, functions, and procedures of the IPC,
which deals with the establishment and functions of the MOU,
taking note of paragraph 1
of
Part 3 which indicates the agreement to establish an inter-party committee comprising representatives of political parties as a forum for dialogue and cooperation to promote adherence to the Code of National Reconciliation in general. Bearing in mind paragraph 4 of Part 3
of the
of the MOU, which conveys that
of the MOU which conveys that
the co-chairpersons nominated from the ranks of the ruling party and opposition,
the co-chairs nominated from the ranks of the ruling party and the opposition,
respectively, will be elected for a period of 5 years
will be elected for a period of 5 years
and not be eligible for re-election,
and not be eligible for re-election,
being fully cognizant of the provision of paragraph 5 of part 3,
being fully cognizant of provision of paragraph 5 of part 3,
which affirms that the respective co-chairpersons will each make a solemn declaration to discharge one's duties,
which affirms that the respective co-chairs will each make a solemn declaration to discharge one's duties
impartially and faithfully, without fear or favor, affection or ill will.
Impartially and faithfully, without fear or favor, affection or ill will.
Whereas the outgoing co-chairpersons, Honorable Halifa Sallah and Honorable Musa Nyasi,
whereas the outgoing co-chairs, Honorable Halifa Sallah and Honorable Musa Ahmad Nyas,
who have served the IPC from 2017 to 2022, have fully complied with the requirement of their tenure of office,
have fully complied with the requirements of their tenure of office
under the MOU, and have called the attention of the members to elect the co-chairs of the incoming administration.
Under the MOU, and have called the attention of the members to elect the co-chairs of the incoming administration.
Whereas Mr. Samba Balde and Honorable Sekuba,
whereas Mr. Samba Balde and Honorable Sekuba
have been duly elected as co-chairs of the IPC as provided for in the MOU.
Have been duly elected as co-chairs of the IPC as provided for in the MOU.
It is hereby resolved that each is called upon to make a solemn declaration.
It is here resolved that each is called to make a declaration
before the whole membership to discharge their duties impartially and faithfully.
Before the whole membership to declare their declaration partially, without fear or favor.
Impartially.
Impartially, without fear or favor.
Affection or ill will.
Affection or ill will.
In compliance with Part 3, Paragraph 5 of the MOU.
In compliance with Part 3, Paragraph 4 of the MOU.
So I allow you read the declaration.
I, Samba Balde, have been duly elected as co-chair of the Inter-Party Committee of the Republic of the Gambia, do solemnly declare that I will discharge my duties impartially and faithfully, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, in the interest of the IPC in particular and the public at large. So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations, gentlemen, and all the best.
December 1. Thanks so much. You know, this song is one of my favorite songs. The reason why I always want to start with this song is I always want to remind people about the beautiful country that we live in. The Gambia is called the smiling coast of Africa for a reason. And one of the things that I used to say, every individual that was born in the Gambia was born smiling. Maybe they do like after that we keep frowning and like, so we have to be happy and then celebrate those smiles. So that's the song Gambia Sumario. So
Thank you very much. The next portrait goes to the other outgoing co-chair, Honorable Halifa Salah. We want to call on the co-chairperson of the women branch of the IPC, Madam Fatou Salah. Can you receive on behalf of outgoing co-chair, Honorable Halifa Salah? And distinguished guests, we're nearer to the end of this event. We want to play a video of overview of IPC activities and achievements. It's about 7-8 minutes, after which we'll have the vote of thanks and we will call it a day. But we apologize to our leaders, our respectable guests on the high table. The video we're about to show is not only behind you, but on top of your heads. It might be difficult for you to see what will be displayed. We definitely apologize for that. If we're set, then the video can keep rolling, whilst Maria Biseka can also prepare for the vote of thanks.
Registered political parties by the Independent Electoral Commission as a forum for dialogue and cooperation among the registered political parties. And the IPC to build a Gambia that we all own.
It creates the environment the parties can do the 3 C's, where they can cooperate, they consult, and also they coordinate things together.
Being all of us under the same roof, talking about issues that affect us, especially issues that bring peace to the elections that are coming, peace and trouble-free elections.
The IPC has a code of conduct which controls every party that is registered with the IEC and you are a member of the IPC. Our goal is to maintain peace, stability.
We cannot afford to incite violence or any form of bigotry, whether it's tribal and religious. So it is very important that the political parties continue to talk to their supporters.
It is incumbent upon us to make sure that our followers, our militants are aware that there is no place for violence in this election.
The United Nations recognizes the unique role of the Inter-Party Committee, IPC, in providing dialogue platform for political parties, brokering fundamental reforms, promoting political participation of women, youth, and persons with disabilities, and sustaining peace in the country, especially during the elections. It is for these reasons that the United Nations in the Gambia, through UNDP, supported the revitalization of the Inter-Party Committee in 2016.
You know, in any democracy, there are stakeholders that make democracy work. And this includes political parties, civil society, the electoral management body, security agencies, the citizens actually that are the voters. So these are key stakeholders in our democracy. For the inter-party committee, their role basically is to bring political parties together, to promote peace building, consensus building among political parties, and to serve as a platform to promote national peace and reconciliation.
We have managed to hold breakfast meetings for political party leaders. These are quarterly breakfast meetings that brings leaders together. And these are very important for them because they create that space for open and frank dialogue and conversations and communication. And it increases the level of trust among the leaders so that if there's any issue or dispute arising, based on the trust levels and open communication, the leaders can be able to address such issues.
This is good. It brings parties together on a table where the electorate or supporters see the leaders sit and have breakfast and are jovial in that kind of environment. It sends the right signal to the electorate that all is well among the political party leaders. And what this does is that they'll know that when the leaders are united, then the people can be united.
This year alone, the Inter-Party Committee have organized 4 quarterly breakfast meetings. And these quarterly breakfast meetings were very productive because it was during the 3rd quarterly breakfast meeting in Janjanbureh when we came up with the peace pledge in ensuring credible, peaceful, fair, free election. We got the blessings of the party leaders who endorsed the document upon review of what the document entails. So as we speak today, all the 18 registered political parties have signed the peace pledge, aka Janjanbureh Peace Accord.
The purpose of this gathering is obvious to everyone. It is to sign the Janjanbureh Peace Accord. To commit ourselves to ensuring that we take the actions in both deed and words to make sure that the 2021 elections is peaceful, both at the pre-stage, on election day, but also at the post-election stage.
We reflected and saw the need for the establishment of a youth branch of the Inter-Party Committee. A concept was developed, and after the development of the concept, the Youth Inter-Party Committee, youth branch of the Inter-Party Committee was constituted. We recently constituted the women branch of the Inter-Party Committee, and for them, they are yet to receive any induction as per their functions. But the co-chairpersons have started becoming part of the IPC Nationals operation.
Elections should be inclusive by promoting the participation of women, youth, and persons with disabilities. We all know the outcome of the voter registration. 56% of the voters are female members of the list, and over 57% have age range between 18 and 35. So we have a majority of women who are the voters, and then we have a majority, and this majority are mainly youth.
As a Gambian, I think one of the most promising things I've seen in all of my career is the Youth IPC, being that I have met young people from all across the Gambia, from Khartoum to Koina, that are members of these political parties. And they have shown what integrity is. They have shown what patriotism is. They have shown what putting your country first means. And I think we should all take on this example and put Gambia first.
The personal political ambition of no one deserves the blood of a single Gambian. And so we are going to march on together, as challenging as it may be. But on December 5th, the Gambia will be one sovereign nation, at peace with each other in one piece.
We must ensure that one single event would not jeopardize or erase the gains that we have already registered.
UNDP started supporting the IPC in 2003, and it has been a long journey. But to be where we are today, we are very confident that the IPC will be moving forward, and as I just said, continue to be even an example for all African countries, because honestly, there are few countries that can have a similar framework, but bringing them together as a network can also lift this type of initiative to strengthen democracy in our countries.